Assalamualaikum Dr. So my name is Natika Nadira. Today I'm going to present about the introduction and also global talent context, which is in today interconnect economy organization is no longer operate within the isolate national border, which is achieving a global competition required adapting a specialized technology skill established, which is a strategic overseas operation and also writing domestic shortage. So, however, managing the international talent require a deep understanding of both between the corporate strategy and also the host country regularly mechanism. Over the course of this session, we will break down into the operation distinction between traditional corporate spirited and also self instead foreign. So for the second slide is according to the McNulty and Redwood in 2017. A spirit assignment is an organization division regulation, which is where an employee is a temporary transfer to work at the overseas branch or the client side. For the first one is a company sponsorship, which is a company is responsibility for arranging and also supporting the employee overseas assignment. For example, the company may pay for a um, relocation costs, accommodation, transportation, and also other works are related to expenses. So the second one is a comprehensive mobility package, which is there are benefit provided to make the employee overseas move easier. Such as the company has to provide the housing allowance, international school fees for children, tax support, and also the annual flight back to the employee home country. So for the third one is the fixed assignment duration, which is a period assignment are normally temporary, usually the lasting around like one until 5 years after the completing the assignment. So the employee may return to their home country or be transferred to another position. And also the last one is a strategic purpose, which is company have to send the employees overseas not only to work but also a monitor operation, transfer technical knowledge, and also they develop international leadership scheme. So, for example, a Malaysian company may send a manager to branch in Japan for 3 years. During this period, the manager can supervise the branch and also train local employee and also gain the valuable international experience. So for the third slide, I'm going to talk about the SIE, which is a self-initiated relocation, which means an individual choose to move to another country on their own. So rather than being sent by the employer. So the first one is a self-initiated relocation, which is the decision is made by the individual. For example, someone may decide to move to the Japan because they want like an international work experience. And second one is a local employee contracts, which is this mean they are hired directly by the company, university, or NGO in the host country and also follow the local employees law. The third one is the local benefit and also salary, which is in traditional expatriate, and they normally do not receive a special expatriate benefit such as a housing allowance and also relocating packages. And the last one is a personal drivers, which is people may move overseas for career advancement. So it is for better outcome, a lifestyle, and also the personal interest or simply the experience of the living another country. So in this term, self-initiated relocated is when the person choose to move abroad and also to find employee locally based on their own goals and also opportunities. Okay, for this slide, I would like to present about the comparison matrix, which is the first one is an imitation traditional spirit, but that are sent overseas by their parents' company, which is while it is initiate spirits moved abroad based on their own personal choice. And then the second one is a contract based, which is a traditional spirit usually use um, their home country employee contact with an additional spirit agreement, which is in context self-initiate spirit that are normally hired under a local employee contact in the host country. So the third one is relocating funding. For example, the company usually pay for the relocating and also related expenses. However, the self-initiated spirit normally pay for their own relocating and also receive a standard package from their local employer. So the fourth one is remuneration and also benefit, which is traditional spirit often receive an spirit premium package such as a housing allowance, tax support, and also flight home. In a self-estimate, spirit usually receive the standard salary and benefit to provide to local employee. And the last one is a primary objective, which is mainly, they are mainly sent overseas for corporate strategy management and also operation oversight. So, self-initiated spirit usually move abroad for career growth, better opportunities, or also personal reason. So, in this main difference simple, a traditional spirit are sent abroad by the company, while self-initiated spirit choose to move abroad themselves. So in this slide, I would like to explain about the employee pass, which is EP, that categories in Malaysia. So the first one is a top management and also C-suite, which is the basic monthly salary is 10,000 and also above. So which a contract up for 5 years, which is it can be renewed. And they also have a more privilege such as being allowed to bring their dependent and also foreign domestic helper. So for the second one is managerial and professional roles, which is their salary range are from like 5,000 to 9,000, I think 900 per month, which is their contract is usually up to 2 years and also can be renewed, where they are also allowed to bring their immediate dependent. So for the third categories, which is specialized technical expert, where their salary range from 3,000 up to 5,000 per month, which is their contract is shortened, which is usually up to 12 months, and also with strict limit on renewal. So which is generally they are not allowed to bring the dependent. So in these simple terms, the higher category is the higher salary, which is a longer contract period and greater privilege. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Hamizan. So, for my part, I would like to present about the challenge in economics and also employment concern, and also the organization challenge, which is faced by the expatriate itself. So, let's have a look first at the economics and employment concern. So, in for the first concern is job security. So expatriate usually work under fixed terms contract, which is the contract, the expatriate will in um, uh, work in particular kind of time. So it is based on the contract. So this expatriate, they may be worried about what will happen after their contract ends within the company. So as a example, if an expatriate is sent to Malaysia, India, or let's say US for 2 years, so after 2 years, the company can decide whether to renew the contract for the expatriate to work at the host country or not. So this uncertainty can make the expatriate worry about their future and may affect their motivation and also their work performance. So the second concern is about the company compensation, how they are offer, how is it can cover what the expatriate needs. So expatriates may worry whether their salary, benefit, or also allowance are not enough when they are at host country to cover the cost of living in the host country. So as example, if an expatriate works in a country with a higher cost of living, but the receiving of allowance is low. The allowance is low from the company, so they may face financial difficulties and have less purchasing power. So the third concern is about their career progression. So expatriates may worry about having limited opportunities for promotion, or whether their overseas experience this will be recognized when they return home. So meaning to say, not every job position and also skills that we learn at the overseas can be recognized when they are back at hometown, or home country, because some skills, some experience also can be learned at their own home country rather than spending times at overseas. So as example, an expatriate may gain valuable management experience at overseas, but the company may not fully recognize this experience when consider their promotions. So this is three kind of concerns expatriates when working at the host country. So let's moving on at the next point, which is organizational challenges with expatriates. So the first challenger is working discrimination. So when we talk about workplace discrimination, expatriates may experience unfair treatment because of the expatriate itself, nationality, uh, their culture, and also language. So it might be not same at the host country. So for example, I give like if local employees may receive better opportunities uh, because they have understand the local culture. So meaning to say, the place that the expatriate works, the local employee at the host country get better treatment than the expatriates. So because of this, they have a better relationship with management rather than expatriate itself. So this can reduce the expatriate's motivation and job satisfaction. So second challenge is integration with a local employee. So expatriates may have difficulties working with local employees because of difference in language, culture, and also could be communication styles. So for example, an expatriate may communicate very directly, while the local employee may more to prefer, I mean, like they are more to indirect kind of styles. So there is two different kind of styles in a way of communications between expatriates and also local. So this can cause misunderstanding and also conflicts between expatriates and also local employees at the workplace. So last but not least, for my point is HR policies. So when we talk about HR policies, there are differences when the expatriates are working at the host country. So, what kind of differences that that the expatriates might be face? So, as example, what kind of differences the HR policies is working hours, leave, and also promotion, the way how they get promoted, and also how they performs the performance evaluation between the employees, and this might be different from the expatriate home country. So another example that I can give is when expatriates may be used to flexible working hour, but when the expatriates work at the host company, may have at there they may have some strict working hour. This can cause confusion and also decertification from the expatriate itself. So that's all for me. Thank you very much. I would like to proceed to another presenter.
Good afternoon, sir. Today I will talk about the challenges faced by expatriates in Malaysia. Expatriates in Malaysia focusing on legal and cultural challenges. First, expatriates need to obtain a valid employment pass, and the requirements can depend on their salary position and employment duration. Since the pass is linked to the employer, changing jobs may also require additional approval and documentation. Changes in immigration policies and delays in documentation can create further difficulties. Next, we have cultural adaptation issues. Language differences can sometimes cause misunderstandings, especially in daily communication and the workplace. Expatriates also need to understand Malaysia's multicultural environment, including different social norms, food, dressing sense, greetings, and religious practices. Workplace culture can also be different in terms of communication, hierarchy, teamwork, and decision making. Building relationship with the local colleagues may take time. Overall, a good cultural awareness and adaptability can help expatriates adjust better, reduce stress, and improve their job satisfaction and performance. That's all from my part, sir. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Afiq Irfan bin Surya Gunawan, and today I'll be doing the presentation for IHRM, specifically on case study A and case study B for my group. The case study A will be revolving around Nestle Malaysia Berhad, whereas case study B will be on Intel Malaysia. Now, for case study A, we shall focus on the overview and key challenges. Firstly, on the overview. Nestle, as we all know, is a company that has operated locally inside Malaysia for over 100 years, managing key household brands that we well know, such as Maggi, Milo, and Nescafe. Now, for the challenges that may be faced by international hirees or assignees, firstly would be communication gaps. Expatriates that come from Western backgrounds tend to have a more direct communication, whereas for Malaysian workers in the workplace, they tend to have a more high context relationship, which is typically driven by a hierarchy that is more standardized. Next would be a regulatory balance. Foreign executives must balance strict global head office targets with local compliance laws. A perfect example would be that Malaysia has strict halal requirements for food consumption as well as food preparations. And this is typically found not just in Malaysia as well, but as well as in Indonesia. The third one is lifestyle and family adjustments. Expatriates face hurdles adapting to Klang Valley traffic, securing international schooling, and navigating a new social lifestyle. Now, whereas the worker is important, their families are often follow the worker when they are assigned to international settings, such as in Malaysia. And this family, of course, must be accounted as well, as they must also navigate the hurdles of living in such a new country. Thank you. Now, for the case study A's, we'll be focusing for the next part, which is strategies that Nestle has implemented to overcome the challenges. The first one would be cultural orientation. Nestle has provided pre-departure and post-arrival training, which helps to educate foreign managers on local customs, religious sensitivities, and office etiquette. The perfect example of learning or having the manager learn to be accustomed to local culture is understanding halal requirements within Malaysia. The second one is mentorship and buddy systems. It pairs expatriate leaders with experienced local managers, which helps to accelerate trust building as well as cultural integration. The last one is global mobility packages. It offers comprehensive support, includes housing assistance, medical benefits, as well as family care, so employees can focus entirely on work performance. Just as I said before, it's not only just about the worker or the employee, but as well as their family. And this is what Nestle has provided to help in this scenario or to overcome the challenges. That is all. Now I'll be moving forward to case study B. Now we'll be focusing on case study B, which is Intel Malaysia. Just like before, we'll focus on the company background, or in this case, the history. Now, established in 1972, Intel's first international manufacturing site we found in Malaysia was in Penang. The campus has evolved from a small assembly plant into a high-tech powerhouse for global design, testing, and shared services. For context, companies like Intel moved in to Penang due to the policies that were introduced during the Malaysia Look East policy under the former Prime Minister. Next would be the core management issue, managing the integration of international technical assignees and international local hires within this complex semiconductor environment. Basically, what they said is that, as you know, semiconductors are very complex, and when having to assign technical assignees, it often has to both integrate local hirees as well as managing the international aspect of the technical assignees as well. Now, for the primary challenges, the first one is cross-cultural adaptation, helping expatriates engineers adjust to the local environment. Just like before, one of the biggest hurdles when you have international assignees working in a foreign country is to have them adapt to the local customs of that country, in this case, Malaysia. Second is personal barriers, managing complexities regarding spousal relocation. Now, what does this mean? Basically, it means in the context is that when you have as international assignees, often they will have spouses, they will have family members who also come along. And this is also one of the hurdles Intel Malaysia has faced. Third is administrative hurdles, ensuring compliance with the intricate Malaysian immigration regulations. As you all know, every country has their own unique or specific immigration regulations and laws, and Intel, being a foreign company from the US, has to tackle this issue. All right, I'll be moving on to the next one. Thank you. Now, for case study B, Intel Malaysia's last part, which is the strategic solutions and mitigations. The first part in how they overcame their challenges that they faced in Malaysia, which would be introducing tailored intercultural training programs implemented to assist technical assignees with effective cultural adaptation. Basically, similar to what Nestle did, they provided programs for the international assignees which helped them quickly or efficiently adjust themselves with the cultural environment that they were going to work in this case, in Penang. Second, peer-based support, development of internal support networks to foster community and knowledge sharing amongst assignees. Basically, what the system allows is for an internal support system which helps to foster knowledge to share amongst the assignees. So basically, if it's in regards to technical skills or technical knowledge, or even just to help the assignee adapt faster to the local culture or the local environment. The third one is government collaboration. partnering with Telecom Malaysia to streamline critical work and living arrangements, which ensures smoother administrative compliance. Basically, what he said is that Intel worked with a government linked company, which in this case is Telecom. This allowed for Intel to set up easier arrangements for the international signees who arrived in the country. Not only that, it also ensured administrative compliance. Basically, why? Is because Telecom, since it was linked to the government, it would have knowledge as well as experience in handling the laws and regulations that are typically found within the country. That is all. Thank you. I'll give it to my next member.
Hi, I'm Shamnishwaran. The conclusion of this case study and the key findings and the final thoughts on future expected employment in Malaysia is the first thing our finding shows is the regulations are tightening. With the 2026 salary increase and the new 2027 succession planning rule, an expected role in Malaysia isn't just about filling skills gap anymore. Companies are now expected to actively grow local talent alongside every expat they hire. But regulations is the only one side of the story. Our research also found that culture matters just as much as skills, where language gaps and workplace culture built around hierarchy and harmony rather than a direct communication can quietly lead to discrimination and poor integration if company doesn't step in to bridge their gaps. Moreover, the encouraging part is that this is solvable. When we looked at Nestle and Intel, two very different industries, we saw the same solution work for both companies and both times, where structured orientation, mentorship, and close coordination with talent corp, which is the main core solution that they can bring up. So where does this leave us going forward? I can suggest and I can strongly say that the future will likely bring fewer expatriates into Malaysia, but ones who are more senior and more specialized, with real responsibilities to pass on their knowledge to local employees. Finally, I would like to say that it brings us to a bottom line where Malaysia isn't going to stop needing foreign talent anytime soon, but whether that talent stays productive comes down to three things moving together, which is the law, the culture, and the support organization put in place. Thank you.